So let us see what is JFlap is. JFlap is a software for experimenting with formal languages topics including non-deterministic finite automata, non-deterministic push-down automata, multi-tape Turing machine, several types of grammar, parsing, and else systems. In addition to that, JFlap also provides constructing and testing examples for this. JFlap allows one to experiment with construction proofs from one form to another, such as converting from NFA to DFA, a minimal state DFA to a regular expression or regular grammar. So now let us see how to install JFlap in our system. Go to Google and search for JFlap. The very first link which shows jflap.org is the way to go. Click on Get JFlap and then fill out this form. It simply asks about 2 or 3 details and you just get the JFlap for free. Click on JFlap 7.1 jar. It will ask us to select the download location. I have already downloaded it, therefore I will not again save it. So there you go, this is the JFlap 7.1 jar with us. So let me give you a brief overview of how JFlap looks like. Simply double click to open it. So we have multiple options to go with. The frame is particularly divided into 2 major sections. The first one is the canvas area where we create the automatons, and the second one is the navigation to create whatever we wanted to. So now let us start with our finite automata for DFA. Click on finite automaton. So to create a DFA here, we have multiple tools with us. The first one is attribute editor, which gives you the attributes to the states. The second one is state creator, which creates states for us. Then there is a transition creator, which creates transition from state 1 to state another. Then we have a deleter, so basically it deletes the states whichever we wanted to do. And then there is a undo and there is a redo. Okay, so first I will give you an example how the states are created. So if I click on the state creator and I click it multiple times, so it will assign states to it. The attribute editor gives attributes to the particular state. So if I click on right click on this Q0, then it will give me an option to assign a final state, an initial state, and we can change the label as well. So let us make this one as initial state and make this Q2 as final state. Then we can use the transition creator to create transition between the states. So if I single click on particular state, it will create a loop. So and I will assign A to it. So it will create a loop for input A. And if I wanted to create a transition from state Q0 to Q1, I will simply drag it down from by clicking from Q0 to Q1. And I will give it input as B. Similarly, if I wanted to delete Q3 state, I will select the deleter and then click on Q3, therefore it will be deleted. Let's take an example here which I will consider as we will having an m number of A's and n number of B's such that m is greater than 0, n is greater than 0 and n is odd. So that basically means we would having an n number of A's and then exactly odd number of B's. If it follows, then it's considered as an accepted state. So let me create the states for it. We will have Q0 as our initial state and it has a transition of A to loop back to itself. If we find a B, then we would transit to another state. So let me name this as Q1 and we have a transition from Q0 to Q1 if we get a B. So this is for one number of B. So what if we get another B? Then we will move to Q2 state with a transition of B, and if we again get a B, then we move back to Q1, and we will mark the Q1 as the final state. So this completes our DFA for our given example. So to test it out, let us go to input and then select a multiple run. Here I will give some inputs to it. So for example, we will have an input such as AA triple B, which should be accepted, and another input as AABB, which is going to be false. And let us take another example as simply B. To run it out, we have our button as run inputs. So if I click on it, we will get AA triple B as accepted and AA as rejected, and then B as accepted. To trace it out, what happens here is we can click on any number, any input, and then click on view trace. This shows how our execution is done. We start with Q0 and then we scan A, we move to Q0 itself, and then next element is A, then we again scan it and again move to Q0, and then further B's, we will first move to Q1 and select the next B, then we move to Q2 and then select the next B, and then we come back to Q1. Therefore, since Q1 is a final state, we accept it.
So what is NFA? A small introduction to NFA. NFA refers to non-deterministic finite automata. A finite automata is said to be non-deterministic if there is more than one possible transition from one state to another state on the same input. NFA can also be determined by 5 tuples, where Q stands for a set of non-empty finite states, summation stands for a set of non-empty finite input symbols, delta stands for it is a transition function that makes a state from Q and an input symbol from the return a subset of Q. Q0 is the initial set and F is a non-empty set of final states. So today we are going to see 2 NFAs on JFlap. So for our first example is a string for the taking input of strings ending with AB. So here is the NFA for it. So here we can see it is an NFA because for us input symbol A, there are 2 paths on Q1, a self loop and a transition to Q2. So let's build this on JFlap. So here is our JFlap. We will select finite automata. So our editor will open. So let's start building our first NFA. So we will first take the state creator tool, create 3 states, then attribute editor tool, make this state as the initial state and this as the final state. Now we will add transitions in between them. So first transition from Q0 to Q1 on A, another from Q1 to Q2 on B, and a self loop on Q0 on A and on B. So here is our NFA is constructed. Now using JFlap, we can do a test on this NFA and test if our NFA is correctly built or not. So we can do a state-wise run or fast run or multiple run. So let's do a state-wise run. We will provide an input. So this will be accepted. So let's see how it goes. Q0, Q0, Q0. Now this is rejected. Another possible path is Q1 and accepted. Similarly, we can do a multiple run. Here we can add multiple input formats, simply AB, AAB, BBB. So here we have added few inputs and let's check this. So these are the results from there. AB, it is accepted, ending with AB. This is also ending with AB, accepted. This is not ending with AB, rejected. We can also see the trace of the complete input string. So here we can see Q0, 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 Q1, Q2 accepted. We can see traces for all the inputs which we have provided. Now let's do another example of NFA. String with 1100 in between. So here is the NFA for it. We have 5 states Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And on Q0 we have two options for one, a self loop or a transition to Q1. Also, so it becomes an NFA. Now let's do this on JFlap. So we will use delete tool to delete all our previous NFAs. Now state creator tools to create our states. We will arrange them properly. We will make Q0 as initial state and Q4 as final state. We will add transitions in between. Q0 to Q1 on 1, Q1 to Q2 on 1, Q2 to Q3 on 0, Q3 to Q3 to Q4 0. So we have built our NFA. Now let's do a test run on it. We will clear previous inputs and add our inputs 1100. So let's do a run. So we can see that it contains 1100, 1100, 1100. So these are accepted. These do not contain 1100. So these are rejected. We can do a view trace on it to see the complete trace of our NFA input. And we can see here that or Q0, Q0, then Q1, Q2, Q3, and then on Q4 accepted. We can also do a fast run. So if our NFA are quite big, then we can do a fast run and it will do return our result quickly. So it will provide us a complete trace for our input string, and it will provide us it is accepted or not. So it is accepted. So in JFlap we can also do an undo and redo. For doing undo and redo, select undo and then click on the editor. Every time you click on the editor, it will do undo. And for redo, select redo and click on in editor anywhere, it will do redo. So this was the implementation of NFAs on JFlap.
In this part, we would be trying to check a grammar as context free or not, and then convert it to push down automata and also parse it on some sample inputs. For that, click on grammar. Then we have to input the grammar input the grammar in LHS and RHS columns. Here for epsilon we are actually considering lambda as the symbol, and this grammar is for strings with string accepted where the number of zeros are even and the input characters are 1 and 0. So to check this grammar as context free or not, click on test and then click on test for grammar type. Here this is actually showing this is a context free grammar. So we can move forward and then convert this grammar into PDA. So the PDA is of two types, LL and LR. Both the types actually parse the string from left to right, But in LL type, it follows leftmost derivation and it generates tree in top-down manner. But in LR type, this follows rightmost derivation and the tree generated is in bottom-up manner. So click on convert CFG to PDA LL. Then click on show all. Here show all will actually display all the transition rules. Also click on convert, then convert CFG to PDA LR. Click on show all. So here in convert to PDA LL type, here we can see the fourth transition as the stack has been pushed as characters in the stack pushed as 0A 0S. But in LR type we can see that the input here is in reverse form, that is S0 A0, which is reverse of LL type. So we can also check some strings and check them if they are accepted or rejected. We can do this by click on input, then click on multiple brute force parse. Here we can actually consider some sample strings like 010, 010 and more. So to actually test this string, click on run input at the bottom of the screen. Here it will show all the string as accepted. So for another string we consider as 0111 and 011101. Click on run inputs. Now here the last second string shows rejected. It is because the number of zeros here is odd. We can also check for the tree generated by the grammar. So click on, first select the input, like consider this second input, then click on start at the top left of the screen. Here the string is, here the status is shown as string accepted, 24 nodes generated. Then for next step of generation of the tree, click on step, and here we can see that S is then passed as 0A 0S, which is the second rule. Then again click on step. Here now we can see the complete tree generated by the grammar. We can do this for any type of input. Click on that input, click on start, string is accepted, click on step. For the rejected tree, we can see this as the string is rejected and the tree is not able to be generated. So now again we go on convert to PDA LL and click on export. So here we can see the PDA for LL type. Click on input step. So now here we are actually trying to visualize the stack and queue status for every step. So for that we click on input, click on step with closure. Here we type the sample input like 0110, click on OK, then accept by final state to be selected, click on OK. Here now we can actually see the stepwise functions to be done. Now the PDA uses queues and stack for its implementation. So now we are at Q0 state. where the string is empty, and then click. So for the next step to be generated, click on step again. Now it went to q1 state, here we can see, and now the string is input as sz. Click on step. Here again we can see the first rule is considered as s gives 1s, and at any step we can actually see the stack status. For that we have to click on trace button at the bottom of the screen. Here we can see it as the first, it was at q0 initial state, it was empty, then at q1 the stack become sz, and again at q1 the s was converted to 0a0s z. The stack status was 0a0s z, and at the fourth step it was at q1, and now the 0th index value, that is 0, is popped out of the stack. Now the stack status is a0sz. Now again a is then popped out of the stack, and 1a has been pushed into the stack. Now at the fifth step the status of the stack is 1a0sz. So let's complete the parsing till the last. Now here we can see a green state is reached, that is q2, which is the final state. Click on select it and then click on trace at the bottom of the screen. Now here we can see the starting state q0, and at the last the string is completely parsed. So we stop here and we have reached the q0 state. Similarly we can do this for LR type. Then click on LR type PDA, click on export, then click on input step with closure, input string as 0110101, click on OK, accept by final state. Then here it is at the initial state q0, click on step. Now the stack is generated, click on trace. So hence this was the demonstration of grammar, checking it as context free or not, and then converting it into PDA. Thank you.
Now let us see how we can simulate Turing machine on a JFlap tool. First, let us see what is Turing machine. Turing machine was invented by Alan Turing in 1936, and it is used to accept recursive enumerable languages. That is generated by type 0 grammar. A Turing machine consists of an infinite tape on which read and write operations can be performed. The tape consists of infinite cells on which each cell either contains an input symbol or a blank symbol. It also consists of a head pointer which points to the cell currently being read, and it can move in both directions, that is left or right. Now in this video we are going to construct a Turing machine for the language 0 to the power n, 1 to the power n, 2 to the power n, where n is greater than 1. The example strings accepted by these languages are 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. This string is accepted. It contains equal number of zeros followed by equal number of 1 followed by equal number of 2's. this string 000 111 and 22222 is not accepted at the number of zeros is 3, the number of 1 is 3, but the number of 2 is 4, so this string will not be accepted by the Turing machine. So here is our JFlap tool, and to create a Turing machine we will click the option Turing machine. This is our editor. This, let me first increase the automata size. Now let's create a state Q0, create another state Q1. Now we will make the Q0 as the initial state by first clicking this attribute editor and then right clicking on it and clicking your initial state. Now we will make a transition from Q1 to Q0. For this we select this transition creator and create this transition. So according to the approach, it mentioned that when we encounter first zero, it would be converted to X and we will move right. So this is our first transition. Now we will create another state, that is Q2, and our approach says that when we encounter a 1, we change it to Y and move rightwards. Now we create another state Q3 and again create the transition. Now our approach says that when we encounter a 2, we will convert it into, replace it by Z and move leftwards. So to move leftwards, you will change this R to L, means left. So now this is basic. Now let me just complete this Turing machine for you. I have already created the Turing machine and Turing machine, so I will just open it. So this is the Turing machine. Let me increase the font automata size. This is the final Turing machine which we get. The transactions are depicted. The arrows can be curved by just selecting the attribute editor. Click on the arrow. It will appear red like this, and you can move this to make your arrows curve, and then again click on the arrow to finally save that. So now let's test this Turing machine with our sample inputs. So we will first run the step inputs. Now I will input our string which will be accepted, which should be accepted by the Turing machine. So let us see that if it is accepted. I have entered 0 0 1 1 and 2 2. So see, you can first see that we are in the state Q0 and the infinite tape symbol is 0. So when I click step, the according to the transition, the 0 is converted into replaced by X and the pointer has moved to right. Now it has encountered 0, so it will just do nothing and move rightwards. It has moved rightward. Now it's 1 and it is on state Q1. So when now it will replace the 1 by Y and move to state Q2. Yes, it has converted into Y and moved towards right and has come to state Q2. Now it's 1, so 1 will be like 1 only, replaced with 1 and the pointer will move towards right. Now 2 has been encountered, so 2 will be replaced by Z and the pointer will now move to left, means it will go to 1 and we will reach Q3. See, it has 2 has been converted to Z and the pointer has moved to 1. Now we will go rightwards. So when 1 is encountered, we will simply move towards left. Now y is encountered, so we will move towards left. Now 0 is encountered, so we will move towards left. And now x is encountered. So on x, what we will do, replace x by x and move towards right. So on moving towards right, we encountered a 0 again. So now 0 will be converted to x and simply this will continue. So like this it will continue. Finally it has reached to here again. We have see now it will move back. Now y, now see, it has now encountered a x. Now it will move towards right and now it will encounter a y. So from, see, it has encountered x, move towards right. It is on state q0. Now it encounters y, so it will move right and again. So like this it will, if it encounters z. So now see, it is encountered z. Now you can see that the pointer has encountered, it is on the Turing machine is in state q4 and it has encountered a blank space. So on from q4, if it encounter a blank space, it will move towards right and it will reach the final state, and hence our string is accepted by the Turing machine. Now let's see an example in which the Turing machine fails. So let me take the input 0 1 and 2 2. So this is a small input, so it's 0, so it will be converted to x. Let's simply quickly reach to the failure point and I will explain you the failure. So see, now x is encountered, so it will move right and it will reach q state 0. Now it's y, so y, it will go to q4. It has encountered z now, so it will be a self loop and will remain at q. Now it has encountered, it is at state q4 and it has encountered a input symbol 2, but there is no transition, that transition for 2, so ultimately it will fail. You can see it has turned red and this showing it has failed, the string is not accepted. So this is our Turing machine, and this is how you can simulate a Turing machine.